Hello and welcome to lesson 3 of week 12. In this lesson, we are going to look at multimedia and iframes in HTML5. My name is Mildred. We have seen how to insert images on a web page. We want to look at how to insert audio and video files on a page. We also want to see how we can put a frame on the page to embed a web page within a web page. Before this lesson, I have created a media folder with video and audio files, and we are going to illustrate this using these files. To insert a video on a page, we use the video tag like this with the controls attribute to add controls to the video. Within the start and end video tag, we use the source tag, which is a void element and has no close tag. The source tag takes the source attribute, which we use to specify the location of the video file. Now take note that there are several video file formats, but the most supported is the MP4 format. So you are welcome to use any of the file formats supported in HTML, but MP4 is the most supported and recommended for video files, and MP3 for audio files. And when you use this, it is going to be supported across browsers and devices. So I'm going to use MP4. In the event where you have the same file in a different file format, you can specify several source tags like this and have a list of all of the videos in the different file formats. So let's say I have a lesson1.org here, so that the browser will choose the file format supported. But if you have just one file, you can use just one. We use the type attribute to specify the type of file, which is a video/MP4, and this is going to have a type of video/OGG like this. And then below this we can write something like your browser does not support videos. So this will be displayed if none of the file format is supported by the user's browser. When I save this and I refresh my page, I have that video on the page. Now, one of the problems with this is we have to specify the height and width so that it can stay within a particular content. And so here we'll put the width attribute and specify a width. Let's say we want the width to be 200 and we want the height to be same, let's say 150, and then we'll save this, refresh, and then we have it specified like that. So we can click on play and it starts to play the video. There are attributes that we can use, like the autoplay attribute, which we must add together with the muted attribute, so that once this page loads, it automatically starts playing but in muted, so you can control the volume. So the purpose of the controls attribute here is to put things like the play, pause, volume bar on the page. Without the controls, we are going to have a video file without any controls to start playing or pausing or putting volumes on the video. So this is how we insert video on the page. We can insert the audio like this. So to insert an audio file on the page, we use the audio tag written like this. It has a close tag. We also specify the controls attribute to make sure we have controls on the page, and then we use the source element with the source attribute to specify the location of the audio file that we want to play on the page. So it's in the media folder and we want to use elevate.mp3. The type now is equal to audio/mp3, and then we can put a text here saying that your browser does not support audio. When I save this and I refresh, I have an audio file here. When I play, it plays. We can also add the autoplay and the muted attribute to the audio file. We have an element in HTML called the embed element that we can use to add multimedia content without having to use the video or the audio tag. And we use the embed like this. It is a void element. We specify the source for the embed, and let's say we have media slash lesson 2.mp4. When I save this and I refresh, I will have just that video in a container, and I can click on play, and then it starts playing. So that's what we use the embed for. You can also use it for your audio files, for images, or for any multimedia element that you want to put on the page. So we have an element called iframe in HTML. Now, before you use iframes, you want to research what the security vulnerabilities of using iframe is, and how to design your page so that you don't expose yourself to those security issues. But that is a discussion for an advanced course. In this course, we just use the elements, and then you can research to see what to do when you use an iframe on a page. So we have iframe. I can specify the source to be an external source. For instance, I want to use school, and I want to also put the title for this. And title is just like adding an alt attribute to the image tag, but we'll put the title here as, let's say, school site, and then I will close iframe. I will save this, I will refresh my page, and we have the page loaded within that frame. Iframe by default has a border. We can set the border property to none if we want to remove the border from the iframe. But there's something else we can do with an iframe. Instead of having this site here, we can put something like we will take this out, and then we are going to put something like a name attribute, and we're going to name this, let's say, school. Then beneath this, we can have an anchor tag with an href attribute linking to the school site, and then we are going to specify the target attribute, but this time we are going to put the name of the school here, which is school here, and then we can say school site and close anchor tag. When I save this and I refresh my page, we have an empty iframe here, and when I click on this, it loads the site in the frame. So these are the things we use iframe for, to load an external site. You can also use it as a frame on a page to load media files also, and then put an action so that whatever needs to be displayed is displayed within the frame. If you want to have a third-party site on the page, you want it displayed within the frame. It's also, iframes are good to use when you always want to insert third-party things like adverts and the rest, but you need to make sure you are building and taking notes of how to write your code, not to expose yourself to the security issues that comes with using third-party sites in iframes. So this is where we are going to end this lesson. Thank you, and see you in the next lesson.